The Whirlpool Masters is a very special event.
It's never going to be an easy match or an easy draw.
It's called the Whirlpool Masters for a reason.
It would be a nice topping on the cake, as I think that's the saying in English. You can catch your gear and snap it off, it would be great.
If I can pick the trophy up in front of my own fans, to be up there with winning the World 9-Ball Championship.
This is it, the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters Final. Who will be the 21st champion of this famous competition? It's time to find out. Holland's Niels Feijen versus England's Darren Appleton. These two European heavyweights, the standout players of the tournament, go head-to-head for the $20,000 first prize and the coveted trophy. It's got the makings of a classic.
Yeah, it's been a nice trip. Just keep up the good form and let's take it all away. It's a pretty small tournament, 16 players. The level's unbelievable. So it's only 4 matches to win the whole thing. And I got 1 more to go. Darren and me, we're good buddies. Tremendous player. You know, 2-time US Open champion, 2-time world champion. And we go back and forth. You know, I've beat him a bunch of times. He's beaten me a bunch of times. And he's obviously also in very good form in this event. So it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, obviously we played the Mosconi Cups together, played on the same team maybe 3-4 times now. Great player, very, very solid. One of the most consistent players in Europe. I actually lost to him last week at the US Open. He played really good. So I'm looking to get one back here in the final. But obviously the match is going to be played in good spirits. We're good friends. So I'm hoping that with the home crowd and the game I've been playing so far, it's going to be good enough to win.
You got to mentally prepare for the crowd. You know, it was the same with Carl Boyes first round. You have to be ready that it's going to be more like the Mosconi Cup atmosphere, you know, people shouting. So as long as you're prepared for that, then it doesn't come as a surprise. Then it's a good atmosphere and it shouldn't bother you.
Yeah, it definitely helps me. I definitely feed off the crowd and they just give you that extra 20%, they like push you over the line, and obviously if things aren't going well, that they get behind you. Obviously I think it puts a bit of pressure on the opponents as well, because obviously they're playing away from home. So like I said before, I'm hoping that playing at home is going to be the advantage, and I think in the final they're going to be even louder.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Metrodome here in Barnsley. Matchroom Sport proudly present the grand final of the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters. A race to 8, the winner breaks. Our referee in charge is Michaela Tab. It's time now to meet our finalists. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 16 came and only 2 remain. Would you please welcome, firstly, from the Netherlands, the Europe's #1 ranked player, it's the Terminator, Niels Feijen! And now, ladies and gentlemen, from England, would you please welcome the former world #1, the former champion of the world, Dynamite, Darren Appleton.
Just a tremendous atmosphere. And Darren Appleton has got so much support. But he's also up against a formidable opponent. Everyone's so expectant here. Deadly silence, even for the lag. And it's Appleton who gets the nod. He breaks off first.
First break for Darren.
A race to 8
and
racks.
can be big.
The first rack, Darren
Both Appleton and Feijen have been breaking very consistently. Both in making balls and hardly ever making an illegal break. Be nice, and nice it is. Not easy though. And I don't even think the 3-ball is makeable. Wastes little time deciding on what to do. Wanted to send around the 2-ball, 3 rails to snooker behind the 3-ball.
Yes, that 3 is so close to the middle pocket, and yet Alex is quite right. You can sense the tension. Of course, Appleton desperately wants success here, but so does Feijen. Remember, he and Nick Vandenberg were beaten in the final of the World Cup recently. He doesn't want another runners-up position.
Yeah, but actually, Phil, from judging from all his post-match and pre-match interviews, he hasn't said a word about the World Cup of Pool. He's just very content with his form thus far in the tournament, as is Darren Appleton. Both confident and having shown the ability to shift between break building, so to speak, breaking and running out, and the tactics on the other side.
Well, in professional sport, it's important not to dwell on setbacks. Feijen has tried to erase the memory of the World Cup from his mind, or at least only take the positives from it. And so far, so good. But here, he has left the 2.
Appleton can just pocket the 2, leave the cue ball there, and play a safety off of the 3. Okay, he played this as a shot to nothing. Now, if that 3-ball is touching the point of the pocket, it is makeable. You have to hit it head on, full force, and the 3-ball will push itself through the rubber. I don't know if Appleton knows the shot. Should know the shot. If it's more than just the point of the pocket blocking the 3-ball, then it's not on. And it will be a very difficult safety. Double kiss. Beautiful. Beautiful. That was a double kiss on the 3. And now the escape for Feijen. He's looking to see if there's a path between the 7 and 9. There is.
You saw him there jogging back to his seat. That's because of the 35-second shot clock in operation in this tournament. Oh, he was in such a rush, but it worked out in the end.
You know who he learned this from? From Nicky Vandenberg in the Mosconi Cup, where Nick jumped the ball with the rest in the last seconds of the shot clock. This was made with pure instinct.
Let's get the rules out of the way here. 35-second shot clock. But in every rack, both players can take one 35-second extension. As Feijen completely botches that 4-5 combination.
Well, I'm glad Niels prepared for the crowds. Automatic position on the 6. Some twists and turns already in the first rack.
Quite often the clinical isn't always the most interesting. Hear the crowd. Appleton draws first blood. Two fantastic bank shots from both players. But in the next, Appleton gifted Feijen the rack by missing the 8-ball. That's why the scores are level at 1-1. And this, the blunder. Who would have thought it?
A big miss on the 8-ball there. Is huge.
And when you miss a ball like that, Alex, as you well know, the pool gods often say, well, okay, fair enough. If you're going to play that kind of game, we're not going to be on your side.
Yes, and Darren knows that all too well. But this is far from an easy shot for Niels. He's looking at carrying the 8-ball in. But it's pretty deep in the pocket, the 8-ball. He's a favorite to make it, but it would be very difficult to get that cue ball up table. Okay, he's throwing the dice. Favorite to make it. No reward. So a sigh of relief, without a doubt, for Darren Appleton.
Yes, that was one of those situations where had the 2-ball rattled around in the jaws and stayed over the pocket, it would have been much more to Feijen's benefit instead of going in.
Can't complain. I'm sure he tried to clip the 3-ball on the other side.
And maybe after that, those pool gods we've talked about are starting to do a little bit of work.
Great shot indeed. Good speed. The good news for Niels that the 3-ball makes a big target. Would he opt for a kick shot? But he's banking. Same shot as before. On the 3-ball. Made it again. This is exactly the same shot.
Time and time again during this tournament, we've heard opponents of Feijen describe him as solid. We've done so ourselves. But it's solid and spectacular. So impressive. Niels Feijen wants to spoil the celebration party. He leads Darren Appleton 2-1. Welcome back to the final of the Party Poker World Pool Masters. Niels Feijen extended his lead to 3-1 with a break and run-out in the fourth. In the fifth, Feijen was forced into a safety, having no shot off the break. But Appleton conjured up an outstanding pot on the 2 to take control of the table and run out. He then drew level with a comfortable break and clearance in rack 6, but a dry break in the 7th stalled his momentum. Feijen stepped up and, helped by a couple of clever combinations, regained the lead at 4-3.
Rack 8, Niels Feijen to break, leading by 4 racks to 3.
And how many great shots have we already seen by both players? Multiple jump banks, kick shots, carom shots. That's the beauty of 9-ball. It's not all straightforward. The big pockets allow players to play creative shots and find creative ways to sink balls. This time though, the cue ball found the side pocket. So it's ball in hand and a probable rack win for Darren Appleton.
That was cruel. And it was also the voice there of Alex Lely, who at the moment is the only Dutchman to be crowned World Masters Champion. He captured this title in 1999, but his unique status might be under threat.
I definitely hope so, Phil. 14 years is way too long. Tricky shot from the 3 to the 4. It's the key shot in the rack, actually. It's all about staying on the proper side of the next ball in 9-ball. So from here it is relatively straightforward.
One thing we know for certain about the winner of this tournament. This is the 21st year of the event, and it's going to be the 15th European champion.
Well, the Europeans are always over-represented, so to say. But nowadays we have so many world champions from Europe that criterion outweighs it.
Yes, you could have endless debate about the dominant continent in World Pool, Europe or Asia, but I don't think anyone would plump for North America. And what a change in the pecking order that is. The change here is that Darren Appleton, yes, he's tied the scores at 4-4. And this was the quintessential rack that was all about the break. The 5-ball just nudging in the cue ball, and Appleton accepted the invitation.
So with the score being 4-4 and it being a race to 4, the pressure is mounting and it will be more and more difficult for the players to keep that consistency. Darren looking at the 5-6 combination. It's on, but it's not easy because he will need to bank the 5-ball in the rail. It's a hard shot to have a feel for. So he wants a nice angle and short distance to the 4-ball.
Sometimes you feel as though success for home players in Q Sports events is in the stars. But it doesn't always work out that way. We thought that Neil Robertson was going to win Snooker's Australian Open earlier this season. He was scuppered in the final by Hong Kong's Marco Fu. Will Niels Feijen be the spoiler here? So hard to tell what's going to happen. These two evenly matched in the extreme.
Back and forth. The angle is all right. Actually, it is perfect. But for position on the 5, he needs to play this soft. The 5 will go into the long rail, hit the 6, short rail, and then should not travel too far. Needs to hit soft, and I think the cue ball will stay on the long rail. Beautifully played. Enough angle to punch it or to play it with topspin coming out of the corner, 2 rails. He should be out from here. Cruel game 9-ball is. Cue ball got kicked in for Niels Feijen. So not his fault, but still confined to his chair. Watching how Appleton breaks and runs his second consecutive rack win.
The man the majority wants to win is winning. Appleton 5-4. The venue is the Barnsley Metrodome. The tournament is the Party Poker World Pool Masters. It's the final. Darren Appleton 5-4 ahead against Niels Feijen, needing 3 more racks to be crowned champion.
Legal break, but hit the 1 ball a little too thin, losing control of the cue ball because they always intend to get that cue ball towards center table. A moment of relief for Niels. Has had to pay with 2 racks after that unlucky scratch.
Just pushing out. And even that was met with approval.
Niels will look at clipping the 1 ball on the left side or on the right side. And then judging the natural path of the cue ball. If he hits the 1 on the right side, overcuts it, cue ball would come towards the 2. He's going the other way though. Very thin. Oh, nice. Nice. Technically more difficult. But this gave him a better possibility of hiding behind balls. Very aggressive safety shot.
Yes, the cluster of 6 down here at this end of the table, obviously offering cover. The key, though, was to get the cue ball in that area. And in that, Feijen has done a fine job.
Appleton playing an intentional foul.
Ball in hand.
Didn't fancy trying to hit the 1, not knowing where to go. Just complicating things for Niels. He can sort it out now with a ball in hand. Nice angle. will try and open the 2-4. No, not even that. Very containing shot selection by Niels. Conservative. Had a good angle from the 1 to open the 2-4.
So difficult to judge the potting angle when cue ball is near to the object ball. But in it goes.
Did I say conservative? He played a good shot. Now the 6-7 combination seems to be on. All depends on the straightness of the 6-7. If they are aligned straight towards the pocket, it will be easy to control the 6 and the position on the 6 thereafter. Stun run through instead of slow rolling the cue ball. Much more authoritative stroke. Slightly off angle, but he's fine.
Well, we expected a humdinger of a final. And that's exactly how it's working out. Hold on a moment, though. The cue ball a little close to the side cushion. He missed a vital 8-ball in the World Cup of Pool final, but that one was all pocket. Five. Now in rack 11, a Feijen misjudgment left him with less than ideal position on the 4-ball. He attempted an ambitious pot that missed the middle pocket, allowing Appleton back to the table and ultimately back into the lead at 6-5.
Rack 12, Darren Appleton to break, leading by 6 racks to 5.
Big break this is. Can take himself to the hill, extend his lead, creating a buffer. Balls down, clear view on the 2-ball, but no shot available. A cut shot to the side pocket perhaps, but that's asking too much. Both players not looking to push their chips all in.
Quietly, please.
Some room between the 9 and the cue ball. Niels can hit the short rail on the left side of the 8. Oh, what is that? Yeah, nice. I think they love that shot. Beautiful and no position on the 3. Actually, this is a much more difficult position to escape from. The pool gods.
I just thought, you know, when Appleton missed the 8-ball in the second rack, I know it's early on, but it was such an elementary shot for someone of his calibre. Since then, not everything has gone in Feijen's favour, but luck is all about timing.
What a turn of events. Niels kicked in 2 balls, and now Appleton looking to use 2 rails to possibly pocket the 4, but especially getting that cue ball down table. Too thick a hit. But the initiative now in Niels' hands. Can he produce a killer safety? Can he stick Appleton underneath the 5 or 7?
They were born just 1 year apart. Feijen's 36, Appleton 37. They've been teammates in the pressure cooker, the cauldron of the Mosconi Cup. Here, Appleton hoping they're going to be inseparable on the scoreboard after rack 12. But anything could happen with this.
Ball shot. Ball in hand.
Well, ball in hand. The Appleton mistake. Silence reigns here at the Metrodome. And a little added bonus, even the 8 ball went in, meaning Feijen has got to complete 1 less pot.
It looked as if his line was right, but he played that jump shot with a trace of right-hand side. And when that cue ball landed, the trajectory was changed. Carefully studying the ideal position on the 6. He will need to do some traveling from the 6 to the 7. And that's enough angle. And not too much. I presume topspin, right-hand side. Short rail, long rail to land on the left side of the 7. Good speed. Well, he made sure to stay away from that long rail. Still moving with a lot of confidence around the table. This shot is actually easier than it looks, as the cue ball has a natural 4-rail path. Appreciative applause, rightfully so.
And a bread and butter 9 ball to lock it up at 6-6. Okay, lads, best of 3 from here for the marbles.
Rack 13, Niels Feijen to break, 6 racks each.
What a climax to what's been a tremendous tournament. We still do not know the identity of the champion. Far from it.
And an open shot. What a time to get a table like this.
Yes, stocks in Niels Feijen have just improved.
Needs to get straight in on the 3 ball. And on this TV table, checking the cue ball doesn't work so well. Because of the slickness of the cloth, the cue ball doesn't grip so well. Some lucky kisses. Now regroup, reprogram, and get shape on that 5. The trouble ball here is the 9 ball.
Extension.
5 is close to the pocket. He has a lot of margin. If he opts to play with little side, he can try to run into the 8 or 9. Best would be the 8 ball. Nicely done.
And you can hear the proverbial pin drop. I think the crowd here in Barnsley are beginning to realise that their man might not win this.
Yeah, it was the kick shot on the 3 where Niels fluked it in and saved Appleton on the 4 ball, and then after that the missed jump shot attempt by Appleton that turned the match around, shifted the momentum back to Feijen.
He started this tournament by dispatching an Englishman. Is he going to finish it by beating another? Big moments in this man's career.
Well, pressure is kicking in clearly. Still on, but close to the ball. With an angle. It's a very tricky shot, this, especially when the adrenaline in the muscles is peaking. Good shot.
Two racks left. Darren Appleton must win them both. Worried expressions in the crowd in Barnsley, and the reason being Niels Feijen refuses to read the script. One more rack required to be champion, and of course, here in the 14th, he's breaking off. Hold on a minute. My co-commentator has got a glint in his eye.
Well, this looks like a pretty good layout for Niels. Actually, not one problem on the table.
The major obstacle, as is the case in all of these situations, pressure.
It's all about execution now. Keep your head clear. Shot selection. And staying down on the shot. Keep your head still. And your grip hand loose.
Appleton powerless. This match may be heading in the direction of showing us that sport, yes, it provides drama, but not of the fictional kind. This is reality, and sometimes fairy tales don't pan out.
Needs to make sure to not pocket the 5. Or play the 5 at the side of the 7 ball, or played straight into the 7 and draw. So if the 5 follows the 7, he would have shape on the 6. Ugh. Ugh. A mental blunder.
Thank you.
Wrong choice of shot. That's my call. Just cut the 7 in. Soft roll the shot.
Is there another twist in this intriguing tale? Well, he can't get through to the potting angle, so Appleton will come back to the table. Oh, that's tremendous.
Beautiful hit there. And maybe even a little luck for Appleton. Had he clipped the 5 ball a margin thicker, the cue ball could have been hidden behind the 6. But he must be worried now, Niels Feijen. He was out. He misread that combination shot. Ooh. Good outcome for Niels. Why? Because he can hit the 5 into the 6.
You have to be quiet when Niels is at the
And
table.
he is
Reset the
sure
clock, please.
to control the 5 ball. So this is a free roll to get the cue ball behind the 9 or 8.
An overly vociferous member of the audience there being admonished by the referee Michaela Tabb. So much so that she's decided to reset the clock, giving Feijen a few extra seconds.
And in moments like these, the players would beg for more time to overthink their shots, more time to compose.
Extension.
Can he hit enough of the right side of the 5 to play a containing safety? Long rail, long rail. The other option that I see is banking the 5 ball to the pocket where the 8 ball is. What a shot by Darren. What a shot at this moment. How did he hit that?
Cometh the hour and all that. But still, the green 6 is a tester.
Well, it's not a test, it's an exam. Fail this, fail the championship.
The beeps of the clock came in. He'd already taken his extension. Maybe he felt hurried. He certainly felt under the cosh. The 6 ball is overcut. Step forward, Niels Feijen. The Darren dream is about to die.
What a final. And what a way for Niels to redeem himself after his loss in the World Cup of Pool final.
Fantastic Feijen. Devastated Darren. The Party Poker World Pool Masters champion hails from Holland. He wins by 8 racks to 6. Tremendous stuff. But the Barnsley fans leave disappointed.
They were cheering hard for Darren. I mean, and it's got to be tough on him, you know. Home crowd, and he was playing good all week. But we both were, so that's sports. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But he played really strong all week, so could have gone either way.
The crowd's cheering so loudly, I'm sort of waiting for them to calm down. So Michaela was resetting the clock for Niels, but she never reset the clock for me, because like it's worse for me because like they when I make a good shot, they're all going crazy. You know what I mean? So I have to wait for them to be quiet. So I'm only getting like 15 seconds a shot. But obviously it's tough to swallow.
I mean, Nick Vandenberg and me, we got runner-up a month ago at the World Cup. So that's a little bit in the back of your mind, you know. You don't want to lose another final when it's close. I managed to win this one, so it's a great feeling.
Ladies and gentlemen, Niels Feijen!
A record-breaking 6-times Masters champion Ralph Souquet presents the trophy to Niels Feijen, the first player from Holland to be crowned champion since 1999. You know, they call him the Terminator, and he'll be back to defend the title next year. From Barnsley and from the Party Poker World Masters, it's goodbye.